when I got the job doing Blake Seven, I had never really heard of Blake Seven in my life. And to be honest, at the Radiophonic Workshop, there was a bit of animosity, not animosity, just a bit of a feeling that, oh, well, the main job was Doctor Who, this was just a subsidiary, and it really wasn't that important. And so I sort of started to protest that, it was brilliant, and I really thought it was brilliant. And I guess having my name on the television screen every week for 13 weeks for each series was pretty damn good.
Down in the suburbs, barely anything stirs. From the outside, it seems a fairly normal building, but I've heard tell that those walls hide a weird, unearthly place where monsters lurk in long, dark corridors. Come inside with me, but quietly now.
You are an alien. What are you doing here? Please be careful not to touch anything and shut the door behind you. Well, as you can see, it's me all along, as you probably guessed, taking the part of one of the most famous electronic voices in the history of television, of course, the Dalek. I'm going to switch him off for a second now and try to talk properly.
Dick, you were really behind that voice, weren't you, 16 years ago, and this is really where all the Doctor Who sounds come from.
Yes, that's right. It began, as you say, 15 years ago with very primitive equipment, but as you can see here, we've got this nice little synthesizer that not only treats the Dalek voice, but produces all the ray guns and the doors and the rockets and so forth.
I think from the public's point of view, Doctor Who was the big milestone. Suddenly they became aware that it wasn't just a funny noises thing, you could actually make music with it as well. Since then, there have been so many. We've done 3,700 programs since we started. I suppose coming up nearer today, Blake 7, when that started, provided another great sort of fillip of interest.
Perhaps it ought to be Blake's 8, because behind every adventure of the cosmonauts is Liz Parker, gurgling her way through the constellations. In the depths of Studio 9, Liz conjures up all the sound effects for the series. She's helped the Seven escape into the universe and followed them right up to their search for Star One. Liz thrives in this rarefied atmosphere and talks in a gobbledygook no one outside the building can possibly understand. Now, what exactly is going on there, Liz?
Well, this is basically white noise generated from the Delaware, put through an envelope shaper, then through an octave filter bank, where I'm keeping some of the high frequencies and losing a lot of the lower frequencies. Then I'll put it onto the 8-track, and then it'll go through the mixer, and I'll mix it down onto quarter-inch.
Now see what can be done with a simple glass of water.
Yes.
Look out!
What are they?
Unfriendly, which is fortunate, really. They'd be difficult to love.
I think at the time of that interview, would I have heard his introduction? Did I know that he was sending me up? I'm not sure that I did. So when he just asked me to sort of take me through, take him through the studio and what I was doing, I just did it. And I'm not sure that I was aware that it was going to be sent up in that way. But fair enough. I mean, I suppose it was gobbledygook, and I don't mind. I mean, Breakfast Time did the same. Various people did. They used to find it quite funny that, there were these trailing wires and these funny corridors and these funny rooms and all this equipment, which was actually producing quite interesting sounds a lot of the time.